Good evening, guys. Am I audible and visible?
Good evening, sir. Yeah, you're audible and visible.
Thank you. Okay. Let me check. Only 13 guys have already joined. Let's wait for 2 to 3 more minutes such that the majority of you join. Let's wait for 2 more minutes. Let the majority join. We'll start. Okay. In the meanwhile, have you received the recording till date? Biju, Gauri Shankarji, Abhilash, Kiran Babu,
Yes.
Yashwant.
Yes, we have received.
Okay, thank you. Good to know that. So have you visited any of the recordings such that you can understand the Python language? Yes or no? Abdal Ji, Jallo, Badam Shrikant, Biju. Have you went through the recordings which you have received?
I haven't received any recording, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good now. You have not received any recording, Abdal Ji?
Not yet.
Not yet. People are saying that they have received a few or most of them. So why is it so that you didn't receive? Haven't you joined any of the group whereby you could receive it? Just contact administrator or
Okay.
contract Miss Athira or whomsoever you are in direct contact with.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So let me start. 15 of you have joined. I'm sharing the screen. Host disable participant screen sharing. Athira, can you please allow me to share my screen?
I have already made you as the co-host so that you can do no.
Yeah, I'm doing it, but it is see, my screen is showing that host disabled participant. So am I being a participant still?
No. I have already made you the co-host. 1 minute, I'll have to check once more.
Yeah, please, please. Yes.
You have joined in the name of which one? Administrator or Deepak? Which one you are?
Administrator. Administrator.
Okay, I have made Deepak as the. That's why it's happened. 1 minute.
Okay. You may allow everybody to share the screen because nobody is going to share the screen other than me, at least at this platform. Okay, now I am able to. Thank you. Guys, is my screen visible? I believe yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It's visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Thank you. So I believe I have already explained you what is the logistic regression. Is there any doubt in that? Should I take the further journey ahead in the terms of Python code and its implementation?
Sir, can you please explain a little bit on this logistic regression?
Okay.
Yes.
Let me recapitulate a bit. Okay.
Okay.
See, what is logistic regression? It is rather written over here by just imagine, if I am visible to you, just see over me and imagine that you have to say make a prediction whether your machine is watching say movie, say it's a kind of movie, and that the genre of the movie is either a it could be an action movie, or it could be a what may I call a comedy movie, or it could be Hollywood kind of movie, or it could be a devotional movie. So whenever a classification is to be done, then we go for logistic regression. Like if you were in my previous classes, you could have seen the linear regression. Thereby, we were predicting the price of the houses. So numerical prediction was supposed to be done. But here, it's like I have to make a prediction whether the given image is of cat or dog. It's called a binary classification. Means out of the two, I have to classify whether this image belongs to a cat or it belongs to a dog. Like suppose whether should I give this hand, so you should be able to categorize whether this hand contains 5 fingers, yes or no. Are you getting, guys? Means you have to do a classification, yes or no, yes or no. Fine. That is the reason logistic regression helps us to categorize the thing into especially 2 categories. Okay, whether it occurs, whether it do not occurs, or hereby we give a name to the category to distinct classes, whether it belongs to the class or do not belong to the class, or whether it belongs to class 1 or class 2. Fine. Whomsoever asked me, should I continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Whenever we have more than 2 classes, we do not call it logistic regression. We give it a different name. We call it multi-class classification. Means then we have multiple classes, like you must have seen over the Alibaba, Flipkart, Amazon. They were having multiple classes. One class is electronics, another class is kitchen appliances, third class could be of say cosmetics. Multi classes, so many classes, so many identifications. So that is a different scenario. Thereby we take a different what is called activation function. Here the activation function is taken as a sigmoid. If you can see, this is the activation function you can observe. See, this is the activation function. I have talked in my previous class. So I think from my previous understanding, import numpy as NP. Okay, can anybody give me that what is NP here? If you have attended my class, anybody who can identify what is NP? As NP, as PD, as PLT. Why do we write as? Yes, anyone? Anyone who can answer this? Why do we write as a kind of short name to a big name? Why do we write such things? Does anybody remember? Yes or no? You can give your answer as no also. No worries in that.
No idea, sir.
No idea. Whenever we say I am importing a NumPy library and I don't want to write multiple times NumPy, multiple times, I simply give it a nickname, NP. Like you must be having your nickname. I am having my nickname. People won't call my big name. Like suppose someone is having a very big name of Venkateshwaran, K. Rajeshwaran, M. Balaji. Okay, multiple big name. So we give a short name to him, like Viju. We call it a short name, Viju. So he or she understand that I am being called. Similarly, we give a short name to any module here, and we have given it a short name, NP. We call it aliasing. Let me write it for you such that you understand. We call such things aliasing. Understood? Aliasing. And whatever you write after a hash, yes, whatever you write after a hash, it is said as that it is not understood by the compiler or the interpreter. Compiler and the interpreter means whatever who is watching or executing this piece of code is called interpreter and compiler. Interpreter means that it is interpreting and executing the code line by line. First it interprets first line, then it interprets second line, then the third line, and likewise. But compiler, What does compiler do? It takes all the lines all together and execute the code. So this is the difference between interpreter means line by line, compiler means all together, everything all together. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then say I have just run it in front of you. It has run successfully, and thereby I have created a logistic function. You can also create the logistic function. If you remember, we were having this is our logistic function, 1 over 1 plus e raised to the power minus z. That time it was z, a, b, c, d, last alphabet z. So this 1 plus e raised to the power minus of anything is written here by 1 over 1 plus exponential raised to the power minus x. Here, exp is not understood by the interpreter. You have to give where this exponential function is defined. It is defined in the numpy. That is why I am using np, numpy as np. So hereby, else if I would not have used numpy, if I would not have given np as its short name, nickname, I must have written numpy here. Imagine I am writing 200 times, 300 times, numpy, 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 many a times. So won't it make my code a bigger and a clumsy and not user friendly? Fine. So that's the reason aliasing helps here. So sooner I run it, you see, it must print me this graph. This is called sigmoid logistic function. What is the name I have just told? Can you please repeat, all of you? What is this graph told as?
Sigmoid logistics function.
Yeah.
What logistic function?
Thank you. Sigmoid. Why sigmoid? Because it gives only two values, 1 and 0. See, it has ranges, but we have to predict just two, whether it belongs to a class, whether it do not belongs to a class. So we take a threshold somewhere, say between 0.50 to 1. Here we have 1 and here we have 0.5. So I will take at this moment, I will take the boundary, decision boundary, that above 0.5, it is class 1. Below 0.5, it is class 2 or second class and first class. You have to take the threshold that above which value the class is defined, and below the value the second class is defined. Similarly, these are the things I have already discussed in my class in detail. This is the logic function, or we call such things as loss function. Loss function means here by minimizing which you find your best output. If you remember the loss function in linear regression, it was MSE. What is the full form of MSE? Do you remember? Mean square error, if you remember. Yes or no? You take the error, you take the square of the error, and you take the mean out of it. MSE, mean square error. Similarly, here, this is also an error. We call it binary cross entropy, or simply we call it logit loss. Binary cross entropy or logit loss. Don't worry, I'll share this complete Python notebook with all of you right here in the class, such that you can go through the documentation in detail. Fine. Everything I have taught. See, what is the today's problem? Today's problem is you have to implement logistic regression in Python for customer churn prediction. Churn prediction. Can anybody give me a different definition of prediction? Churn prediction. Churn. What is meant by churn? Here it is written. Churn prediction is analytical studies on the possibility of a customer abandoning a product or a services. Like I have recently left Airtel to join Jio in India, such because it was giving me a good services thereby, and I was not happy with the amount I was paying to the Airtel. By the less amount, I am using all the services used given by the offered by the Airtel along with Geo Fiber, by which we can communicate. So I am getting one extra service by second telecommunication provider, service provider. So I churned the previous one and I adopted the next one. Are you getting? So we have to predict by the model by which we will use today, such that how many customers shall be retained and how many customer will leave the services. Is the goal understood? Does the goal understood? All of you, that what we are going to do?
Yes, sir.
I think many of us are here. We are 21. Yashwant, Kartike,
Yes.
had we understood that what we are going to do? Kiran, Babu, Sanesh, Galaxy, Muzammil, Nalin, Purana, Samson, Sam, Raghu, Murugeshan, Ashwin.
Yeah, understood, sir.
Okay.
Like,
Yes, I understood.
Understood, sir.
Oh, thank you. See, I'm not teaching to just one or two guys, that's why I need answer from the mass. Okay. About the data is, what are the things we have in a data? Customer ID, definitely without a customer ID, we cannot move ahead because that is a very unique ID, like you are having your employee ID. So customer ID, what is the gender of the customer? If she is a female, then the taste would be different. If he is a male, taste would be very different. Timings would be different. And then choices would be different. Senior citizen, again, different choices, different screen time. Then partners, whether they are partner to the company or no. Are they the customer or the partner? Then dependents, whether do have dependents or no. It means if they have dependent, they must also be using the services. Tenure, by what time, by how many months the customer has stayed with the company using the services. That is the mean of tenure. Phone services, whether the customer is using the phone services to our phone services or no, yes or no. Then whether they have a multiple lines, landline, along with the landline, do they have different fiber connections or no? Internet services is being used by them, by us or no? Online security, had they submitted any online security or no? These are the type of data you must see and think why they have been put under consideration, such that the objective of churn prediction is understood. Are you getting why we are seeing this data so intriguingly? Whether the customer do the paperless billing, whether the billing is in the form of UPI, credit card, debit card, net banking. And finally, this is our end goal, whether the customer churn or no, yes or no. This is the end goal. That is why logistic regression. Customer churn, yes. Customer don't churn, no. Only two answers. That is the reason binary cross entropy was the loss, because that loss consider only two answers. And the logistic regression we are doing, that is done for two class classification, and the activation function we are using is sigmoid. Logic clear? Why we are using as many things? Because our end goal is whether the customer will remain in the company or he or she will churn the company. Move ahead. You can see this. People are coming. People are still there using the services. And these are the guys who have churned the services. Literally churned the services. This is the visual representation.
churn means, sir,
Churn means left the
churn,
service. Left the
abandoned
service.
the service. They
Abandoned the
already-
services. Yes.
Okay. I get you.
Okay. Now I will use the code such that we understand the thing. Okay, hereby I have uploaded the data set WAFN USCC telecommunication customer churn. I'll provide this data set to you such that you also do the same thing. Okay, let me first make you understand this code and then I'll share it to you such that you also run it? Or should I share it now such that you run it parallelly? What is your key takeaway? Should I first explain it or should I share it to you?
Sir, you can explain first so we can understand first.
Oh, thank you. So good. Here, this is how we read the data. PD means pandas. We have used the name pandas as PD. So pandas means PD dot read CSV. CSV means comma separated value. Here, if you see this number of values shall be there, which will be separated by comma, means first value, then comma, second value, comma, third value, comma. After every value, there would be a comma. Hence, we call it CSV, like you store the things XLS, dot Excel file, dot DOCX, documented file, means Word file. Similarly, we go for dot CSV, comma, separated value. So I'll upload it. Let's check. Okay, it is saying you have 7,043 rows and 21 columns. So how many features do we have? Anybody from this information, how many features do we have? Yes, please answer. How many features do we have from this? Suppose if I just give a code and write data dot head and run it. See, these are the things we are getting. We will get only upper five values of all the features. Feature means customer ID is a feature, gender is a feature, senior citizen, partner, dependent, tenure, services. We have just discussed this. So these are called features. So always remember the number of columns. The number of columns are called features. Understood? And you can check your features like giving your data frame, name of the data frame, dot head. If you would have given dot tail, you would have given a different answer. See, if I give you dot tail and run it, this will give you the lower values, last values. Say 7,042 means 0 to 7,042. So the last row is 7,042. How many rows are there? 7,043, because the row number starts from 0. So there are 7,043 rows and no doubt 21 columns. Then after, this is how you can go to see that. Okay, this is the one way that you can check that based upon the columns, that these are the columns, these were the 21 columns, and what are their data types. Along with that, you can go by a very simple way that I have made you learn. Just see, you can write it like data dot info. If you simply write data dot info and you press, you can see multiple things that your customer ID is check. Customer ID is object value and there is no null value found. No null. See, no null, no null, no null, no null, no null. Here means everywhere values are there. This is the command which gives you a very in a very short moment, it gives you the overall perspective of the data, that what is the type of the data and whether is there any missing value. Can you see any missing value here, guys? Can you see any missing value here? You have to talk to me. You have to give your inputs. Abdauji, can you see any missing value here? Just say yes or no, or say don't
No,
know.
sir, I didn't see any.
Because there is none of them, because it is written non-null count. Non-null count means is there any NA, or you can also check it like for a missing value. You can also check if let me test for you. Data dot is null. Let me check whether it works or not. Yeah, see, it gives you false. Everything is false because there is no null. Everything is filled by some value.
Yeah. Showing the same digits.
Yes. You can also find is NA. False. Again false. You can also give is NA, is null. There are multiple ways in Python. Do you find it interesting that you just write one command and it gives you so many data?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So similarly, you can check that the data type, that it belongs to the object type. Senior citizens belongs to integer type, that whether the senior citizen, whatever contribution of senior citizen have, it is in integer, means value 1, 2, 3, 7, 2, 5, 76, likewise. Tenure is an integer, means how many months the customer was there, integer. Similarly, anything else here, monthly charges, the money the customer is paying. See here, the money the customer is paying is in floating value. Floating means 232 rupees 73 paisa. Okay, like if you go for in dollars, $72.38 or $72.38. So that is floating number. Dot and then number. Rest everything is object. So this is a key takeaway. Then after, we can go for doing some EDA. EDA means exploratory data analysis. We will do the EDA and the visualization on our features and target, like say the monthly bill paid by the customer and the ability to churn, or must I call the time spent by the customer, the potential time spent by any customer, and the probability whether the customer will churn or no. Okay. So let me just upload it. Import pandas, import numpy, matplotlib. Fine, no worries. Here. Let's see. This is the graph which is right now created by the pandas or Python. This graph says, see, these are the commands that you need to first learn. You will learn by typing, and then when you type it multiple times, you will remember them, by heart them. Now, don't cram anything. Find the meaning. That what is the meaning of plt dot figure size 9,6. Here the meaning is the size of the figure is 9 in width and 6 in height. That it takes 9 units in horizontal axis and 6 units in vertical axis. Similarly, fig.gca means get current axis, that whatever output is being done or it is being displayed, get me the axis wise output. So here monthly charges and the churn prediction will be there. So it will given column will give the monthly charge and this will give the churn x-axis. You can see, can you give me a good understanding of this, that what does it mean? Anybody? See, box plot. See, such type of plots are called box plot because they are confined within a box. Here it is saying churn, whether the customer will churn or no. Left side say no and right side is say yes. Why is it so? Can you understand this graph?
Yes, it's like a differentiate between people that abandon the system and people that stay in the system.
On the basis of Abdav, on the basis of
Charges.
monthly charges. Yes.
Monthly charges.
How many customer has paid to the company, based upon that such a prediction is done. Let's take a look. Here say charges are in dollars. So say the annual subscription is around $30 here, $25. So the lower value of this is $25 and the higher value is around say $85 in this graph, in this churn. And it is saying because the monthly charges for this particular customer, this kind of customer is quite less. So such customer will hardly churn or will not churn. But here, because the lower value of the customer, sorry, the lower value of the, what should I call, premium charges, the subscription charges are very high than that of the previous one. Here $25 and here it is around $55, must I say. So $55 are lower. The minimum charge customer has to pay to avail the subscription is $55. So don't you think that the customer has the higher probability to churn? Yes or no?
Yeah, definitely.
Suppose you and me both are there. I am utilizing a Netflix services at $25 minimum subscription and you are paying $55. You will more likely to churn rather than me.
Yeah, definitely.
This is what the graph is saying.
Yes.
Yeah. All of you, does it make sense? All of you?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, if we draw the same plot, mind it, same plot and same line of code, similarly figure size, same figure dot GCA, box plot we are drawing, but now the column is tenure rather than monthly charges. So it will take all the values of the tenure rather than monthly charges. Previously, the values which were grasped by the system was of monthly charge, but now it will grasp all the values and draw the box plot for tenure rather than monthly charges. So let me run it and see. It is saying the person who has spent say around the tenure are in month. Okay, so the person who has spent more than 15 months, the lower value, the minimum, these are the persons out of which the person who have not yet churned have stayed with the company for at least 15 months and at most 62 months at most here. So this is the type of the customer based upon the time they have spent with the company subscription. And these are the customer, those who have likely churned. They were those customers, those who have spent hardly 1 month, hardly 2 months, and maximum of 20, 28 months, 29 months. Okay, so the customer who has just joined later than 1 month, 2 months, they are more likely to churn because they are getting more attracted by the similar subscription by competitive companies. So that's the reason the customer, those who join, recent joining customer, are given more offers. Okay, you have availed the services, so here this is one more offer for you. Our lucky draw has come. This is all bullshits. It is simply to target those customer only, those who have recently joined, because they have higher probability to leave the company by any reason. Okay. Is this graph making sense to you?
Yes, sir.
And what are these round? Can anybody tell me what are these round other than odd symbol? No. These rounds they are called outlier. Have you heard about this term? Outliers.
No.
Outliers. Have you heard it?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Outliers means anything which is inside the data set only, but their values are very, very big or very less. If these 3 rounds or if these 3 circles would have been in the lower part, suppose here, if this circle would have been in the lower part, we would have called the outliers are having very small value. But now we will say the outliers are having very big value. Means what does it say? There are customers, yes, there are customers who has the probability to churn still if they have been with the company greater than 70 months. Like, is this point understood here at this point? That means there are always exceptions in life. Like you do not expect the things and it happens. Similarly, suppose if I take average of all of your income, and if I include, suppose if I take average of all of our income, the average will come around say 1 lakh per month, 1 lakh rupees per month. If I take average of all of us income, then but if I include Bill Gates or say any big personality, and now I take the average, considering him or her within the data set, don't you think that the average will be influenced by the income of that one person, and it will be moved higher towards greater than anything? It might move towards 20 lakhs or say, must I call 1 crores per month if I take any such big personality. Yes or no?
Yes.
Are you getting what did I say? Suppose you take an average of 10 people earning between 80,000 to 2 lakh per month. I will take the average around 1 lakh per month will be the average. But sooner if I add the 11th people who is earning say 100 crores per annum or say 10 crores per month, don't you think the average of 1 lakh per month will be shifted more towards that 1 crore, 10 crores per month? That means one person who is influencing that particular average value of the sampled data set, that one person is called outlier. Now the outlier is understood, that what is meant by outlier, what is the meaning of outlier. The value inside the data set but having very large value that do not comply neither within the data set nor outside the data set. It is neither the average of the data set nor the median of the data set nor the mode of the data set. It is simply very big value or very less value. That is called outlier. So our main purpose here is, okay, let me just run this code. So here what we are seeking, we are creating a class while applying the lambda function. Lambda function says whenever we have one value, sorry, whenever we have a yes value, let the we say customer will be churned, then convert that value into 1, else let it remain 0. So that is called one hot encoding, such a process where we convert string name, name, string, anything which is written in words into a number, 1, 0, -1, 2, 0, -1, anything, any number. Whenever we convert string into a number, we call it one hot encoding. We are encoding our string, our objects into a number. So this is called one hot encoding. Is this line understood? This line only. That apply here, apply the lambda function, the function apply apply 1 to all the values for which the yes appears. Else, if there is no yes, if there is a no, else apply 0. Means every data set for which the churn is yes, means this customer will churn, convert that customer into 1, and all the data set numbers, sorry, values for which the churn is no, that customer won't churn, convert it into 0. This is the meaning of this line. So let's check what does it do. Also check df.shape. Now what is the change here from the previous data. You were having a data frame with the name data. How many columns was it having? Yes.
21,
Now, how many columns do we have?
22.
22. So, had I increased one column?
No.
Yes, see here, I have increased column here. I have increased a column called class, which is given by that give one number to the customer who has churned and 0 number to the customer who has not churned. See here, I have just explained.
Okay.
Okay, let us check that how does the DF looks like. Let's check. Go with DF dot head. Whenever you want to check your data frame, go with DF dot head. See. See. Churn, no, 0. Yes, 1. No, 0. Yes, 1. Understood? I have added one more class here. Is this line understood? See here at this time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now is the time after you know that okay, you have created. See, mind it, why I have done this? Because machine do not understand yes, no, your name, my name, hello, how are you? Nothing. Machine understand numbers. That's it. And if you can allow the machine to manipulate with the numbers and get something back to you, you convert it back to the string. What's a big deal? But the thing is, any classification, sorry, any computation, any calculation, which is supposed to be done by the machine is only possible when you fed it. Yes, you heard it right. When you fed it by numbers. Is this logic understood and crystal clear? If you want machine to be doing any task for you, give it in the form of numbers. Else, machine would say, sorry, I don't know. What are we doing here? Splitting data into train and test. If you remember from our previous experience, we were using train, test, split, this function. Train, test, split in linear regression, where we were giving x-axis, sorry, dependent variable, then independent variable. The test size, 20% of the same data set is kept for validating the data set, whether the model has performed good or no. Random state equal to 0 means it will give same efficiency or it won't shuffle the data set every time it picks it up. Let's run it and check what does it do. Okay, I have run it. It is saying print xtrain dot shape. Xtrain is 5634 data set is taken as training data set and 1409 is taken as testing data set. Means out of the 7,000 data set, 5600 data set around is training purpose that the model will train upon, and 1400 data are kept for the testing purpose that you will test it for. You do not train yourself for the question paper also, no? When you go and read something, you prepare via seeing the context, your textbook, and then you go for to get tested for what you have learned. There you have been given a question paper which is yet unseen. So similar thing is 1400 data set are yet unseen, 5600 data set are given the model to let it learn itself. Then these are the counts that 4000 data are zeros, that means customer won't churn, and one data set means our 1500 customer will be churned out of the 7,000 data. Are you getting what is being this done? We have converted our data set, whether the customer will churn or no, into 0 and 1. So 0 means customer won't churn. And how many people are saying customer won't churn? 4,000 people. And how many people are saying customer will churn? 1,500 people. Is this line understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, that was for training data set. This is again for testing data set. 368 people here are saying the customer won't churn, but 1000 people will be churned. Let's see again. See, now this is called fitting logistic regression or training data. Now we have so many data and we have let our model see the data and ask the model to learn from it. Like I give you so many things, like I give you water bottle, then charger, laptop, or adapter, fan, or must I say mobile, pen, paper. Won't you be able to connect the things? You understand that your paper and pen are used all together. Laptop charger and the laptop is used all together. Mobile and the pen tab is used all together. Whereas bottle are to be kept separated from everything because it contains water. So this is how you learn. Yes or no? Am I understood? Muhammad Suleiman. So this is how the model will learn. So you have given a name, logistic regression. You are fitting the intercept, that fit the intercept. This is called hyperparameters here. Maximum iteration equal to 10,000. You are saying iterate yourself, run yourself 10,000 times such that you learn best out of this data. You can reduce the number of iteration. You can reduce the number of learning. And you are calling, previously you were calling linear regression, but now you are calling logistic regression. Okay. Similarly, you are saying after let your model has learned, you have chosen, okay, I am learning logistic regression, fitting your model X-train, Y-train, such that now it has to learn over which data? Training data, which you have extracted from, what may I call, the overall data. So you have extracted two types of data from the overall data. One data is training, another data is testing. 80% of the data is training, whereby 20% of the data is testing. So you have kept unseen data, tested data aside, and 80% of the data is given to the model that, oh my dear, learn from it. So the model has learned. Now is the time to check what are the values of the coefficient, beta naught, beta 1, beta 2. Do you remember those values? In our discussions, we have discussed.
Yes, beta 1,
Yeah,
beta,
yes.
beta
So
naught.
whenever we see coefficient COEF underscore here, COEF underscore, it means those beta 1, beta 2 values. So now if I shift enter and ask it what are the best beta 1, beta 2 values you have learned, these are the numbers. So beta 1 is minus 0.05646728 and beta 2 is 0.0331538571. Okay, so these are the values learned by the system. And mind it, what we have inferred from it, that there were only two, what may I call, we have taken two independent variable out of the 21 variable. The model has taken two independent variable. If you remember, let me show it to you. See here, it is saying here from X train and Y train, you have printed X train here, the shape of the X train. It is 5634,2. In the linear regression, we were having just one thing to be predicted. That was the price of the house. Here we have two things. One is churn based upon tenure, that the time the user have spent, and the churn based upon the monthly charges, amount of money he or she has paid. Am I understood? Based upon two data set, the prediction is happening now. So the two independent variable are monthly payment and second is tenure, the time the customer has spent. Is it understood? Yes or no? This is the values of those coefficient, my dear. Never be in an impression that where from this beta 1, beta 2 has come. Beta 1 is the coefficient of tenure and beta 2 is the coefficient of monthly prediction or monthly charges. Similarly, intercept, beta naught, intercept, that where that line will be, beta. So this is the position at y-axis, minus 1.77. This is the position at y-axis where your boundary, decision boundary will hit the y-axis. After that, you have to evaluate the performance of the trained model that you are going to predict what is the output. And here is the x-test values, tenure 19 months, monthly charges 58.20. You check your, this is how you are checking your x-test, means the unseen data. This is the unseen data. How does it looks like? One is tenure, another is monthly charges. And mind it, we have two independent variable, tenure and monthly charges, two independent variable. It is not like you have to predict only the price of the house. Test predictions are these, that these are the values predicted by the machine. Okay. These are the train prediction, test prediction. Let me run it for you and then give you that what it is being done. Okay. See. This is the accuracy. Accuracy means you were having the real data, the churn output. Yeah, whether this customer will churn or no. Now you are checking the model you have used by the name logistic regression, how much accurate it is. So here does it show 70, the model has performed 78% correctly on the training data and 77% correctly on the testing data. So the model is okay, not good, but okay. That your model is giving 78% time accurate, means when you are projecting 100 data set, 78 times the model is correct. This is the meaning. Am I understood well? Out of the 100 times, only the 77.35 times the model is correct. Rest of the time, model is wrong. Fine. Should I share
Yes,
this
yes.
code? Should I share this code to all of you? And this is
Yes,
the
yes, better.
this is the confusion matrix that we have seen. Let me run it for you. That how does it looks like? See, this is the how confusion matrix looks. Retained, churned, retained, churned. So these are the prediction labels that it says, okay, out of this 8.2 into e raised to the power 2. E raised to the power 2 means 100. If it becomes e raised to the power 7, so make it 10 raised to the power 7 here in the confusion matrix. Similarly, this is how we get the output for testing data set, true versus predicted. Okay, this is not for you. Implementing cross-validated logistic regression. This is the topic of next class. So how do we judge or how do we go for a visual representation via confusion matrix? If the confusion matrix, see, this is how we seek the confusion matrix. Can you give me the name of how many are false positive, false negative, true positive, and true negative out of it? Out of it, how, which number is called false positive? Yes. Any, do you remember, guys? False positive, false negative. Please go through the notes. Please go through the previous recordings. understand what is meant by false positive, true positive, false negative, true negatives. Okay. It won't be a good practice that I'll be explaining one topic every time. It is neither worth for you nor for me. Okay. So let me share the code. Okay, let me share it directly from here. Control C. I have to go to the chat, get into the group. Okay, just give me a nod whether have you received this code or no. And I am also giving you one more file that is called the CSV file, because without a CSV file, it is of no use. Yes, received. Thank you. CSV. Here is the CSV file. So I am giving you this file also. Okay. Received? Ranjit ji?
Yes, sir.
Received?
Yes, yes.
Yes, received.
Okay, thank you. So just open this file, and do you know how to open the collab? Sooner you press it over.
I haven't received any file. So.
I have not given in person, Ranjit ji. It is given in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, somebody is saying you have not received. Sanesh, Muzammil,
Received.
received. Somebody has told you. Abdauji Jello.
Yes, I haven't received it. So.
Abdauji, just see in the chat section. Go to the chat section. Have you? Abdau received?
Yeah, done.
Okay, thank you. So guys, it's a request that please once it's a CSV file Ginwai. You have joined late. It's a request that please open this file, run the things and run it like I have already shown it to you. Just see the recording and see how to upload it and then how to run it. And in case anybody is having any problem, directly ask to Athira or the associated person. Else, we will again meet in the next class. Or does anybody want to show me? Means, do you want me to show that how to upload it and how to run? Just once.
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm sharing my screen again. Just see over here. My screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. Are you being at this page in your screen? It will ask you first to sign up for the Google Colab. Then only
Collab.
you will be able to. Because it is the service offered by Google free of cost to all the users. So you have to go here, this folder section. Can you see folder? Just press it. This will be opened. And this section where the arrow is being shown, press it here and select the CSV file. Sooner you select this file, press open, and it will be uploaded here. After it is being uploaded, just press these dots, copy the path and paste where it is being asked. See, it is being asked here to copy the path here. Can you see? CSV. Just press Ctrl V. The path will be copied and rest is we have already discussed. Any doubt?
Can you explain it again how to start?
Sir,
Yeah.
one more time, please. One more time, say.
How to start?
Yes, yes, one more time.
One more.
Okay. Once you have arrived to this page, suppose
Kala.
once you have arrived to this page, just go to this folder here. Can you see this folder?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, yes.
Just press it. This will
Okay.
open up.
Hmm.
Just go to this arrow, first arrow,
Yes, sir.
upload to session storage.
Hmm.
Just choose your
Select the data.
CSV file, select the data like here and say open here. It will be opened likewise here. Okay. Once this rotating symbol
Upload.
stops, gets uploaded, just press this what is called 3 dots, copy the path and paste it here. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. After that, the things are history.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All the
Thank you,
best.
thank you, sir.
We will meet
Yes.
again. Fine.
Yes.
And right now things were not well in my family, so I could not take the class on a continuous basis. But now the things are being done. Life waits for none. So let's continue our classes, and I'll try my best such that I should not skip any of the class, such that none of us suffer by any reason. And do attend the classes to understand in depth the machine learning if you are willing to. Okay, Ranjit ji?
Sure, sir.
Okay, chalo. All the best. Bye.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.